Hello, everybody. It's my first time here in Nigeria, in this part of Africa. I'm very, very, very honored and pleased, thanks to Emmanuel Courage, also to give me the opportunity to be with you, to discover your country. A lot to discover. Today I'm here, so it's very few time, but I'm very enthusiastic, very curious, and I'm very pleased to also feel the atmosphere of Lagos and Nigeria. So when I have been asked to have a chat with you to discuss about the fashion, I'm always presenting conferences all over the world since a long time, and I have a regular question, which is in all the mouths: why Paris? What is Paris? What means Paris? Why Paris is so strong? Why Paris is the capital of fashion? Why Paris? Why do we need to go there? So I have tried to make a condensé of information. So we will talk about the fashion weeks. We will talk also about Paris' role in this industry. We will talk about WSN Company, the third event company in the world organizing trade shows and other events in the fashion industry, but not only in the fashion. From my part, I'm in charge of the fashion mission on this company. So I will explain you what is our role and what is our mission. So let's start. So historically, the fashion industry, because I've been 30 years in the fashion industry. So at the beginning of my career, and until maybe 5 years ago only, there were 4 fashion weeks international who had authority, who made authorities on the market. What does it mean, make authority? It means that they were creating circular road trip for the buyers, for the key buyers. The buyers, they were jumping from New York Fashion Week, the first date, after that London Fashion Week, Milano Fashion Week, and then the closing ceremony at the Paris Fashion Week. It was like that. And every Fashion Week you were visiting, or you were meeting the right people, the same people. And things has changed a little bit. I think that things has changed a lot, little bit, and now there is many hubs. It's a new configuration of the international market. The 4 fashion week I was mentioning before, they are still existing, but today there is many hubs that the people they are looking for, because we are not looking, the people, the key actor of the fashion industry, they are not just looking at the fashion designers. They are feeling the market. They want to feel where the designers live, where the creation is evolving. It's very important. So I put few of them that you have around on your continent, Africa. But there is also new capital like Shanghai, Tokyo, Seoul, Copenhagen, São Paulo, in Brazil, Austria, Germany, Jakarta, many, Dubai, many cities where there is something happening on the fashion. And the key, so you can imagine that the buyers, the road trip is not the same. If they want to go everywhere, it's impossible. So they need to concentrate and they need to chat. So it's very important to understand that today there is, the right question is what I need to do here. If I have something to do here, instead of going to New York or to London or to Paris. But in this new configuration, so we are talking about hubs, fashion hubs. And in this new configuration, Paris stays and remains the fashion international capital. Don't ask me why. I concretely don't know. I have maybe some information to give you. I'm trying to give you some information about Paris. Is it clear for you? So Paris, international capital. Paris is a brand more than a city in what concerns the fashion industry. Paris is the place of excellence. Paris is a prestigious address, and Paris gives international visibility to the collection. We will talk about that after that. So Paris is a strategy. I put some images, Paris the most prestigious, blah, blah. Big Four, you can see and you can read. But what is very important is that in the strategy of a brand, to know that helps. We need to know also what is important. When I was making and the conference, when you are French, you represent something, you represent a culture. You bring with you a kind of culture. I always asked why. And so I make an analysis, I make my research, and I say, okay, I talked to a lot of people who were telling me, well, you are French, so you know all about the fashion. You are French, I love your culture, romantic culture, the Japanese told me, fashion culture, yeah, okay, luxury culture, so okay, but and what else? So in the history, that's true that in Paris, in the history, the big player of the malls and the retailers are born. So you have four places not to be missed when you are visiting Paris, and they represent a selection that is more complete and that represent the market. Just general market. After that, we will see that concept store and very curated stores, they are changing a little bit the game. But these four windows, these four malls, they are representing the market. So Le Bon Marché, Printemps, Galeries Lafayette, and Saint-Martin, who has reopened a few months ago. Paris is also where the luxury is born. And in the top 10 of the international luxury brand, 6 brands are French. So this has a role to play because it means that when you are a French people, I was explaining a few minutes ago this morning that in our French, houses, in our family, we often have a Chanel bag or Hermes. It's part of the culture that we have around us. So for us, Chanel, Hermes, does not mean something very, very that we cannot touch, because probably we touch this brand easily because they are part of our story, of our culture. And it's also what I feel when I talked to a lot of people around the world. I'm Sylvie, and when I was behind them, in front of them, they were telling me, okay, you represent the luxe. No, not especially, but because I am French, I represent the luxe. Because I am French, I represent the Eiffel Tower. Because I am French, I represent Paris. So, okay, I made my research and I always thought about that. I say, okay, probably it's in our literature, in our movies, cinema industry, in our fashion industry, everything is talking about the French culture. And for sure, this French culture is traveling a lot around the world and make Paris as a hub, as a place to be, and make Paris as the capital of the fashion, helps Paris in being this. So what is also important in Paris for the fashion, it's the only city in the world, the only one to have 6 fashion weeks. 6. 2 for the women, seasonally, 2 for the men, and the couture fashion week. This is the only city in the world to have a couture fashion week. And this is very, very, very prestigious. And it helps also Paris to get this this name of fashion capital, international fashion capital. So few figures about the business that you can get in Paris, what represents Paris in terms of business. So when we say that Paris gives you an international visibility, Paris welcome every season all the key actors of the fashion industry. All the ecosystem comes to Paris. This is very important to know because it will help you in your strategy. Sometimes you say, okay, when you come to Paris, it's not because you want to meet the French market. It's because you want to meet the international market. And I explained the designers today and yesterday that when we are doing a show, when you are presenting your collection and all the audience coming from USA, Japan, Africa, France, Italy, more than 100 countries are coming to Paris during the Fashion Week. you can see in which market you can develop your collection, because you attract sometimes kind of buyers, they are coming from the same country. And Paris gives you this opportunity to know where to develop and expand your business. So it's very important. So yes, Paris has an international audience. The mediatic impact value of the Paris Fashion Week is huge, comparing Milan that you can see, New York and London. Very huge, the media. It means the press, the video, all the communication after the Fashion Week, it's crazy. Business impact, 300 catwalk shows, 800,000 visitors, including the digital public. Now we need to count with that. And voilà, turnover for the brand. It's a huge, huge business. It was in 22, sorry. So what we do for that? So we are a company that we're organizing a trade show. I have put after that maybe up. No, okay. I have few movies. It's cool. We organize all these trade shows. The name of the trade shows, what is a trade shows? I will show you. I have 2 or 3 movies. Trade shows are events dedicated to professional buyers, professional ecosystem, and for the designer and the brand. Who's next? It's a place where we put the commercial collection and the fashion accessory. In general, we have also cosmetic, beauty. We have also a lot of things, but mainly commercial collection and fashion accessory. Bijorka, jewelry trade show. Lingerie, impact sustainable collection, Première Classe for the designers, and traffic for the solution. So when I come back to this page, all these events, they are linked, and together they make a constellation of proposal for the buyers and for the ecosystem. We organize each show as a DNA, each trade show, each event, talk to a public, talk to something, talk about also a proposal of selection and product, and linked together, they fit with what the market is producing today. I mean the concept stores. When you enter in the concept store, you have everything commercial, but in designer, sustainable, and jewelry, and everything is linked. And with a constellation of this trade show, we represent globally and generally how the market works today. The retail market, I would say. So we are, okay, every day, our unique mission is to provide the right solution for the market, for you as the designers. So I put here the international calendar. Also, each year there is the period of the trade shows and the presentation. So in January there is a market week, fashion week, the fashion week of June. The fashion week of June and pre-collection, the cruise collection that you can hear everywhere in the world. Market week in September and fashion week in October. For the winter season, for the spring season. This is the calendar. And it has been all the fashion, the cities, I mean Milan, London, New York, and Paris, who have some trade shows that the bigger trade show in the world, and Shanghai also today, they respect this calendar. It means that when you are designers, for example, if you want to present to the buyers your collection in August, there will be a problem of timing. It means that the buyers in August, they will not have the budget to buy your collection. It's out of the system, it's out of the schedule. So it does not mean something, it's not coherent. So for your development as a designers and as brand, you need to respect a kind of schedule for your collection. Again, some of I don't say that you need to present at all the date. Sometimes there is collection that are specific for summer or collection specific for winter. Does not mean you choose your target, you choose your schedule. You are not obliged to be in all the season, but you are obliged to follow a kind of schedule like that. This is the first movie. Who's next? Who's next? Remember, who's next is, voila, the commercial collection and the fashion accessories. This is the bigger show that we organize, Market Week. So this was the Who's Next. I'm not selling Who's Next, just few figures. This is a bigger show that we organize, and this is also the bigger trade show for women fashion industry in Europe today since COVID, because COVID has made a lot of canceling adventure. So Paris stay with this big show. So we have 1,800 brands at the last edition in January 24. This is the Fashion Week edition, Première Classe, Fashion Week in Paris. So remember, dedicated to the designers. So it's smaller, where we welcome 1,800 at Who's Next. Here we are welcoming 350 brands and designers. It's quite more curated. It's in the center of Paris, not in the convention center like Who's Next. So there is a difference between the two events, as you can see. There is a more global, more energy with parties, with a lot of energy at the Who's Next. And at Première Classe, it's more curated, more soft, but very strong. It's a lot of designers also, and it's not the same audience. The Who's Next, we welcome the global market, so we welcome a lot of retailer, not only the premium frontline retailer, all the retailer from Europe mainly, but also from Tokyo, from Asia, from America, and we are welcoming 50,000 visitors at Who's Next, where we are welcoming 7,000 at Première Classe. So Première Classe is during the Fashion Week. It's more curated, more dedicated, and the buyers who come to Paris during the Fashion Week, they are very curated, very strong, and they are the best, windows of the fashion industry in the world. So they approach you in a different way. So all the strategy of our trade shows, and when we have the meeting with the designers and the brand, it's to try to understand my job. I try every day to understand where I can place the collection, what place is more relevant for you as the designers or a brand. What is the best place for you to give you the opportunity to meet the buyers and the right buyers, the right contact. According to the fact that it takes time to launch a collection, it takes time. It's not just because you come to Paris or because you show your collection that you find your audience and your customers. It's really a question of timing. It takes time, and we know that perfectly. This show is the first that we have created. It was 35 years ago. So it's a long story, a long experience. When Who's Next has 30 years, is 30 years old. So I think that we have a real strategy and we have a real knowledge in how to use Paris as a tool to develop your collection. But sometimes, and it's new, Paris, you don't need Paris. And this is also really important because of the local market who are emerging. And it's very important I'm not here to sell Paris, absolutely. It's not what I want to do. I'm just telling you that in Paris, Paris is a place where you can catch the attention of a kind of market and a kind of audience. It's a tool. Paris exists, and you need to know that. Okay, sometimes maybe in the future or now, we don't know, when you will be prepared, you will come to Paris. And how Paris works is very interesting to know. But in the fact, sometimes the local brand need to develop their local market and they don't need to come to Paris. It's not an obligation. And this is what we try to understand with you in these masterclasses. So WSN is trade shows. It means that we put in a relation, we connect the brand with the audience of buyers. But it's not only that, because the world is changing and moving a lot. So we need to develop other tools to help you in finding the visibility you need. So we are now much more than an organization of show. We are an agency. We became more and more expert on different things like the e-marketing. We try to creation content, shooting. We have a panel of services. We have a menu to help the brand in finding the right tool to develop and to touch and to meet the audience. Because we cannot stay on the, okay, I'm selling you a surface, please come to my show, I take your money, you will make your presentation, and okay, we are waiting for the clients. No, it does not work like that. You need to prepare really the show. It has to be prepared a lot. And thank you.